This is King Bo Christ, and you're now tuned in to the I Say That to Say This show. Rolling? Beautiful people. Episode 13, I believe.
Right.
The I Say That to Say This podcast. I got some established individuals in the room, niggas with Rolexes and diamonds. It's crazy. It's going down right now. Please, Ty, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what's up? Ty Fyffe, music producer. How are you?
Don't be all humble.
I'm very
Super
humble.
music producer.
I'm trying to.
This guy's a big deal, but we'll get into that in a moment. And
She's the big deal.
She's the big deal. No,
I'm just
a man with some douce here.
Hey.
Knock it out. Let's get the shots going.
Try this.
Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hi,
Don't get shy now.
Samara Foxx, singer, regular person.
Regular person. You're a regular person now because you got a job.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we're all regular people.
You have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
We'll get into that. So can we address the elephant in the room? All these plaques and everything here. I see you. No, this is a big deal. I see you got Beanie Siegel, Billboard Top 100 over there. What other artists have you worked with?
A couple of artists, Jay-Z.
I remember you from Come Home With Me. That was you, right?
Yeah, I did that too.
Is it crazy they just brushed over it? Like, yeah, 50.
I worked with
That's crazy.
No.
Like,
Not at all. I worked with Ja Rule,
Snoop, what did you do with Snoop? So do
I did a
you...
record called I See You.
Okay.
It was on his Malice in Wonderland album, but they pushed my record to the Japanese import.
Okay.
You know, it was supposed to be the single, but you know, Dream was the hottest producer at the time. So
What year was this?
this was a couple years ago, not too long ago. Malice in Wonderland. What year did that come out?
2014,
Something. Maybe around there, or less, a little bit less.
2014,
Might have
2013.
been 2013, maybe a little around there.
Yeah, like 2013, 2014.
Not too long ago.
So now a question I wanted to ask you is, you've obviously worked with these major artists. When do you know when you have a hit? Like, obviously the organic hit is gonna go.
Now I know off the bat what a hit record sounds like.
Soon as...
I can hear the first, I'd say about 16 bars, and I know.
And you know.
I know from the first 8 bars, really. If it gives me 4 bars, if a record gives me something that hypnotizes me in 4 bars, that's the structure of a hit. 8 bars, really on the something. That's pretty much
16, and then it's a full go.
Yeah,
What about you? When you're recording music, do you, as an artist, sometimes you write it or whatever you do? I don't know if you go off the top. I know niggas don't like to say write these days. But you go in there, do you automatically know, or do you have to hear it back for yourself?
No, I have to hear it back.
Are you hard on yourself?
Yeah. Always. But I feel like, you know, like you could, if you hear a track like by itself and it's like dope, you have to also like write it, and it has to go together. So it kind of changes it. Like you could have a track that's a hit, and then how it's written could throw it off, or it can make it better. So
Is that where you come in as a producer and you change this, change that, or do you let the artist do their thing?
I mean, I always let an artist get their creative ideas out. If they, you know, if that's how they're feeling, it's always good to get energy from other people, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty much I polish everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I rearrange everything. I make everything structured the way it's supposed to be. It's neater, more professional. Something that they're not even listening to as an artist. You know what I mean?
And how is that process when they leave the...
I'm like a robot.
Okay.
Yeah, I take records apart, put them back together again.
Good. So as far when you come up with a beat, right? So you whatever you do to come whatever. Well, let's start there. Let's start with your process. How do you
I'm a perfectionist. I probably make, it's more work ethic with me. So now I probably make about, try to make about 6 tracks a day. And within those 6 tracks, maybe 2 I'm feeling that are definitely going to be
You're gonna go.
some serious joints. But if you do 6 times, if I'm working every day, 6 times what? Either 5 to 7. 6 times 7 is what?
42, I believe.
That's 42 tracks a week times
5.
in a month.
Oh, in a month.
Yeah, that's about how many songs.
That's like 1,200, right? 30 days. I'm going off the top here. I don't know, but that's about right. That's
1,200, really?
No.
Let's pull
It's
out the
less
calculator.
40?
42,
42
times
times
30?
4.
Oh, I thought you
4 weeks in a month.
168.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what it is. 168. That's about right.
Well, so 42. Oh, okay, right.
42
I
a
thought you
week.
meant like I thought you meant.
About 42 a week.
Oh, I thought you meant a day. Okay, I got you,
Yeah,
got you.
not hell no.
That's why I said I'm
wish
like,
I
God
could.
damn, that's a lot
really
of
some
music.
robot.
Like that's
I wish I
okay.
could.
That's robot shit.
So when do you just wake up in the morning and you go and just start playing around with it and experimenting, or do you?
I don't sit on a track. Like if I'm making a track, I'm working, and if I don't catch it in 10 minutes to 15 minutes, I scrap it. Whatever I'm starting.
Just in the just
So
in the
I
garbage.
don't care if you even sound like you might have been like, yo, this sound like it's something right. Nah,
and you just
I'm
get
looking
rid of
for
it totally?
something because music. I feel like nowadays it's like people don't really get it. Like it's like there's talented people to me, but there's a lot of people that are not talented. So it's not really a talented business anymore. It's more like people are amazed with the facade. So it's like they'll jump on you if everybody's saying this person is the hottest person. They got it's like the groupiism, like, oh, he's the hottest, so we fucking with him.
Right.
But like I narrow it down to like people who making real great music, like Chris Brown.
I love
Drake.
Breezy.
Like those people making, they're not worried about a record that's for today. They're making records that are timeless music. And it's like when you hear Fine China, that don't sound like nothing that's on the radio right now. But that came out of nowhere.
And I still listen to that. What is that, from 2012 probably?
That's what I'm trying to say. But all the singles he comes out with, it don't really sound like it's, you know what I mean? Like those people, like Drake and them, like they making records that's like just good music. But some people will make records like, no disrespect to them, but like that Ocho Cinco record. Ocho Cinco, it was like 10 people that
why
made records
you look
like
at
that.
me when you say that? Like
I thought you was on Ocho. I was about to ask you.
I'm not saying that to you.
He said no disrespect. I was like, damn, did she had a cameo on there?
No. I'm just saying in general. I'm not.
You saying it to me like.
Never looking at you like.
Hold on, we gotta introduce the engineer because people gonna wonder who that voice is. Please introduce yourself to the people. This is the nigga I was referring to with the Rolex. His chain is. I wish I had my glasses.
Nah, see, this is like this man over here, Mr. Todd Fyffe, have an AP on. This is some bullshit compared.
Oh, I see. I was gonna get into that. I noticed.
This is bullshit.
I followed the Daily Watch. I was like, hold on, that look familiar. I think I know that one.
Yeah, that's some real rich nigga shit. I ain't know.
But introduce yourself to the people.
But my name is Xalent. Been engineering for about 13 years. Kind of work with a few names. Like this is work. This is just punch in, punch out. I'm just around a bunch of artists.
I love
talented people. I love doing this.
We just
Even
regular
if I don't
people.
get paid, it's just
you guys
regular.
are cool to me.
Just
So
regular.
all that regular shit is for you guys. I'm like, this is a
regular.
good moment.
When you feel yourself too much, that's when your blessings stop.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah,
you're a good man.
When you think that you just the shit, even when you are the shit, you let everybody else say that you the shit.
You just sit down and be humble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kendrick said it best.
That's a fact. Okay. So now I got a question. Back to what you were talking about before with work ethic. I have a friend who does music, and I always say to him, and I'm going to ask your opinion about it, but I always say to him, I think he should put, in this day and age, when you put out music, I feel like in 2 weeks, nobody's even talking about it anymore. They just moved on to the next.
Who are you talking about?
No, I just music in general.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say everybody. I'm not going to say that.
I mean the internet. I still listen to old shit, but I feel like the radio plays the same 30 songs, just they constantly rotate, and occasionally they'll throw something new in there. But like you said, if everybody's saying this is what's hot,
then that's when
they'll play it. But As far as new artists, do you think they should put out music every day? Like if you're on SoundCloud or whatever it is that you do you think you should just constantly?
I just feel like music needs to be started over again. Like people need to really be in love with it. I used to be excited to go get people's albums.
Yeah.
I don't do that no more.
That's true.
True.
I'm not excited. Like, I mean, I don't care if people say it's old. Like, 2001 was the best album I've heard sonically, period, in a long time. The Chronic 2000.
Okay. Okay. I want to argue that, but you know what you're talking about. But now I think about it, you're right.
You argue it. Let me hear your side.
See, in 2001, I was 13. Right, so I kind of just brushed over the Chronic. I didn't appreciate it until later on in my life. So, but I think you're onto something.
Because even the first Chronic was crazy too. That had people stuck.
That was
right. True. I think my favorite album all time is Get Rich or Die Trying.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay.
All the records that Dre did, from the first Snoop Dogg Doggy Style to Get Rich or Die Trying to the Chronic to Marshall Mathers, like you're looking at like that's when people was making albums. You know what I'm saying? Like I liked Hard Knock Life. That album was remarkable. Like I can name 12 records probably on that record. Like most people, when you listen to their album now, you probably hear one, maybe two records. You might be like, it's cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't even really know like a lot of the new artists. I have no idea who they are. Like they all look the same. They sound the same.
But I don't knock them because it's
I'm not mad at it.
If they're making a revenue, you can't knock them.
No. I'm not mad at it. I'm just, I mean, get your money. I'll never like knock somebody for doing what they do and it works. Like,
yeah, it's not the artist these
ahead.
days. It's the brand. People buy into the brand before they buy into the music.
That's a fact.
People buy into the personality. Like, oh, I fuck with you. So since I fuck with you, okay, you got some new shit. All right, I'm gonna go buy it. Doesn't mean that it's hot.
Right.
Doesn't mean that it's garbage. It's like, I like you, so since I like you, oh, you got blonde hair. I like people with blonde hair. Oh, you on Instagram a lot. Oh, I like your personality. So
right.
yeah, let me go fuck with you.
Right.
But if IG and
all that stuff didn't
all
exist,
that
like
shit
when we
didn't
were
exist,
younger,
then yes, what Ty is saying is absolutely right. Like you had to have good music. And not just good music. Nah, you have to have great music.
You have
to have great music. You couldn't have just Sir Paul like, sorry. Nah, I couldn't.
The artist was just really
be
just amazing to me back then. Like it was like really talented. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But to a degree, because I'm 28, so you're around the same age. The internet shifted everything.
And that's what I was going to say. It used to be a process to go buy an album. I used to have to wake my mom up or wake my dad up, like, please take me to FYE, take me somewhere. I got to get this album.
It's a business.
So now that it's right in your phone,
on your damn phone,
you don't have to go anywhere. I feel like
and there were like album
anticipation.
signings in the mall, like it would be crazy. And like TRL would like show the different places, like
you know all about it.
For
You know
real.
all about it because that's when it was fun.
When you had
It was
groupies.
such a different. Let me tell you, Ty
No,
was
see,
living.
I
Ty was living.
Is that what changed it also? Because I noticed with dudes, you don't want to seem like, because if I say, oh, I love Drake's album, they're like, oh, you're a dick rider.
Nah.
Do you think, you don't think that?
Nah.
I just know, because I feel like
That's because
you guys are,
It's
see, that's a
different for
different
us.
type of mentality, though. Like,
No,
for
I agree.
example, you can't have an objective opinion about nothing. If I don't agree with what you doing, automatically I'm a hater.
That's what I was just gonna say. I agree with that.
I just
That's
don't
why,
agree.
that's why they make it look the
That's what that's more.
perception
I don't
of it.
feel that way, but that's
Yeah,
what they
but
make
So
it.
it's
if
all-
I'm in the room right now,
Right.
the first thing they're gonna say is, "What does he know?" Because if I'm in a room with somebody that's extremely hot, let's name somebody that's hot that's on the radio right
Yachty.
now. Lil Yachty.
Okay.
Now I don't knock dude. He's making a
I
lot
have my
of money.
feelings about him, but go ahead.
Listen, I respect him. He
So-
actually, that record that was kind of like popping that he did, I thought it was alright.
Right. But go ahead.
But
please.
all the music he makes, I'm not saying like I ran to go get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not disrespecting him neither, because you know he's talented in his own right. You know what I'm saying? Get there.
What's the song? How do I go?
Broccoli.
In the middle of the party.
It was
Yeah.
catchy.
But that was drum.
And I
though.
understood.
Let's be real. That was drum.
That's what I was gonna
That's
say
wrong.
when I say I have my feelings on them. When I judge an art, and I don't want to remember the podcast is I say that to say this. So if it's a long story, go for it, knock yourself out. But with Yachty, when I first heard that, I'm like, well, this shit is fire. And then I was like, oh wait, that's a different dude. Who did the hook? And then I remember Drum from
I like the cha-cha.
right. Well, that's another scandal, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But when I judge an artist because of the music I grew up on, from whenever I started listening, I judge the body of work. I don't care about a single every couple of summers. That doesn't do it for me. I don't fuck with you off of one single. I need to like your whole body of work.
And that's what I'm saying. They don't have that anymore. It's like there's no more real artists where you become a fan again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I'm a Drake fan.
People's
I'm
was
not gonna-
fans when 50 came out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like everybody got the mixtapes. They was like, yo, 50 coming, he coming. Even Drake, I skated the internet before he came out with an album, made my own Drake album just to listen to in the car.
Yeah.
He had that impact on me
He
too.
was talented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if I'm not excited, I'm not going to buy nobody's music. I'm not just buying it just because, she said that was the hottest album. I gotta be sold already. You know what I mean?
Right.
But let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Fuck it. I'll be honest. Saying
Knock yourself out.
The unsung hero of today's music is not the artist. It's the producer. Most of the songs
You are absolutely right.
that people fuck with, when you say, why do you fuck with this song?
Beat is crazy.
Oh, it's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's the vibe.
It's the vibe.
AKA, it's the beat.
Yeah.
If you strip away the beat and you play your acapella, would I still have that? No, I would not.
You're gonna have
It's
a bunch
still-
of
it's still how people like the song. Though.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Like,
counting.
when I heard
I'm not
that
counting out
one,
the.
I knew that was a hit.
But
Right?
see, that's
different.
difference.
That's different.
That's the difference.
Let me put a little note
That's the
here.
difference.
Bring up Cal.
Because, all right, for example, boom.
DJ
And
Khaled.
so quiet, I don't
I
like
fuck
this,
with
but
these dudes,
I'll
but
wait.
I'm gonna just say what it is. Like Lil Uzi. That's my nigga. I fuck with Uzi. Uzi is doing some shit. Strip away XO Tour Life beat and just hear his vocals.
Which one is that? All My Friends Are Dead?
Mm-hmm.
I never really
It's a
listened
solid
to the words.
song, but it's beat driven. Metro. If young Metro don't trust you, I'ma shoot. As soon as you
I know when I hear that.
drop,
Yeah, I know when I hear that. That it's
you
all-
already expecting the beat to be crazy. So if you already psyching your brain up that, okay, this beat is about to be crazy, you're not expecting too much from the artist. You're expecting the artist just to ride the beat. As long as you can have a flow that
You can
and
just
some
put it
fire
in.
ad-libs, my nigga, you in it with
Put
the
it
little
in.
ones. You in it. Because that's really all they care about. They have been programmed to get music so instantaneously. See, that's the one thing back then, like you had to anticipate it out. When Get Rich or Die Trying came out, niggas was waiting for that shit to come out.
I had every mixtape leading up
Yeah,
to
but
that.
Niggas was
see,
waiting like
50
but
Cent,
that
Future,
was a
Genius,
different type
Future.
of music.
Exactly.
That
That
was
was-
different.
I know that they still say like, oh, it's rappers. Like I heard 21 Savage on, I think it was Complex with Joe
Oh, Everyday
Budden.
Struggle?
And he was saying like that it's still rapping, and you know, music is music. It's a way of showing your creativity, and you can't. But it's not rapping. Like there was lyrics. Like so, I remember when Fab's albums came out, when 50's album came out. Oh, like everybody would. You heard what he said, and everybody would play it back line for line. And that's part of the reason everybody had to have everybody music, because we would like, if you didn't know what it said, or it would be in regular conversations. Like if somebody tried to play you, they would say a line from somebody's, and if you didn't know where it came from, like you were so out the loop, like you couldn't even have a conversation. You didn't need to go to school if you did not know what was going on, because everybody was talking about it. And we didn't have, like an iPhone where you could just like look it up in that instance and like see all the lyrics. So you had to have that. But now I don't know what anybody's saying on them. So, and it's just, you're just like making up like a 4-bar repetitive melody. And so, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Like, you still getting money and you still doing what you're doing. But, I don't know how much there's going to be like longevity in it. Like,
so let me ask you guys, Ty, also, do you think the producer or maybe the engineer, do you think that that's where the root is? I know you can't do that because you do run a studio and you run a business, but if you hear some bullshit that there's a guy is in the, say you didn't know me, I came here and I wanted to use your studio, I knew who you were. You were like, yeah, sure, book whatever. And I came here and I had a fire beat and I was just, yeah, on the beat and just spitting some bullshit. Do you think you should be like, all right, bro, hold on. Maybe you should try this and should.
I'm going to say it like this. We're in a different time. So some people don't know what it is to have the chair, to direct.
Mm.
That's your job.
mm-hmm.
That's your credit and your name. So if you don't fly out the roof,
That's
on you.
That's on. Okay.
Well, so I could answer this probably better. It depends, like, as an artist, it depends who you work with. So everybody who's out there right now that they go on the internet and they get these free beats and then they book their studio sessions for $30 an hour with some engineer that
get what you pay for.
That has, something in their basement. They just got some equipment and they know how to press Apple R.
And I'm not mad at them for doing what they're doing, but see,
me either. But
some people didn't like. I was fortunate. I was lucky. I basically watched one of the best producers of all time.
mm-hmm.
I sat there for like 2 years and watched this motherfucker make hit records.
But it's not just that you were fortunate, but you took that
Teddy
out.
Riley.
Teddy Riley, okay.
One of it's either you got Ted, you got Quincy, like you got Dre. Like how many people do it like that?
That's the difference maker, if you ask me. You were an understudy and you soaked it all in.
Yeah, but you learned from it though. There's people that have had opportunities
that blow them off.
That either blow them off or they don't have the capacity to still be a creative mind like you are. And like even when we first met, we had that conversation and I said like that's so dope for me because like that's how I even started working with a producer that made the whole vision. But everybody's not going to be able to do that. Everybody who just gets a MIDI keyboard,
some people are beat makers,
Logic or Fruity Loops, they can't see that whole
some
thing
people are musicians.
come together.
Right.
They just play keyboards or piano. They play guitar. Some people are not directors. They don't know how to put it all together. Like people say all the time, "Oh, Puff, he didn't do this, didn't do that."
Puff's a fucking genius,
right? But Puff got all of those people in there, signed to him, some of the best producer dudes, and say, "Yo, I want this beat, I want this." People don't understand Dr. Dre, like, he's a genius. But he had dudes under him. He had Scott Storch, he had Melman, he had this one, he had that one. And he's the one that molded it to make it sound like it did. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, that takes that experience, that takes that vision, like she said, like that.
Sure.
Like you got to know how to put the right people in the right room to make that happen. And a lot of artists think that like you could go, I don't want to say the cheap route, but it is kind of the cheap route. And I definitely understand that it's like everybody doesn't have the money to do it or whatever it is. But like, it is kind of an industry where sometimes you got to kind of pay to play, or you get what you pay for, or you have to, kind of just navigate your way to find the right people to work with, because like everybody is not an engineer because they know how to make it work. Like engineers are it's a talent, it's a learned skill, and everybody doesn't have the ear for it. Like, it's not just they can press record.
It's a technical side to it.
Right.
It's
an
very
edge, it's an ear. It's like
Sure.
and those great engineers also have creative vision where they could be like, you know what, it's missing something, maybe try another harmony, or I need you to, like, they definitely contribute. Your team contributes incredibly to what your record comes out like.
She's 100% right.
So
No, that makes sense.
if you don't have engineers with vision that just say, okay, you're recording, okay, stop, and then
Some
when you
engineers,
say,
they just
how
press
was
the
that?
button, that's it.
Yeah, and then when you say, like, okay, how was that? They're like, how do you think it was? I mean, I've had engineers that are like that, and I'm like, okay, like, I could have done this myself. I have a keyboard that I can bring in a booth with me, like, and I know how to do it. But you need that ear. You need that person to say, like, do it again, but make it fuller, or do it again, but I need it in, like, a different character. That's what you pay professionals for. And so, yeah, it is your producer. It is your engineer. It is who you're working with, because that's who makes the record. So, yeah, there's definitely, like, producers and engineers who are like, I need an ad-lib right there. Or they'll throw in, I'm sure, because, like, it's even happened, like, with me, and I'm a singer, like, oh, maybe try, like, skirt, or, like, or they'll be
Don't
in
do
there,
that. Don't
like,
skirt on you.
just, yeah, but,
So is that
or,
how,
like, they'll be in there, like, bullshitting and be like, yeah. And they'll probably be like, oh, yeah, do that. And then they put it together, because that's how a real producer or engineer thinks. They record all the layers, and then your producer on his own time will build it to be that full vision, and by the time you come back, like, you'll have a different record than you even realize.
So I'll let you finish. That's the rock. I'll do my thing with this Duce. It's just a little left. It's a little left.
I got a little bit of my cup that I didn't even touch. I just took a sip. That's just, I don't even drink like that no more, man.
All right, we got a lot of time. You have time to
Okay.
sober up. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, how did you guys link up? Is that were you saying to yourself, I need a super producer with all these gold plaques behind me, and then boom?
No, we actually met through a mutual friend who introduced us. But I mean, I was.
You had that look on your face when you said mutual friend. Am I gonna get a behind the scenes story? I don't know. That seemed like scandalous. So Ty looked away now, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, if you want to, oh, he put his head down. Now I want to know. Shit, I was gonna move on, but now let's hear it.
No, it was like a friend of mine who was a girl, and they were like kind of, dating, and then she didn't really even. It's okay. You know what? It is actually kind of a funny story, actually.
We got
so
time.
I could tell it. A friend of mine and Ty were like a little bit dating, and she doesn't know that much about music, and she had no idea like who Ty was. Like,
Really?
but she tells me that she's like, oh my God, so I'm talking to this guy Ty, and he has a studio. Maybe you guys could work together, because I was actually looking for like a new situation. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, I don't know. And I was like, okay, like, we'll see, because, like, I'm weird about like working with like my friends, anyone, and like it never really works out that well, and like I was not trying to be involved.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, well, we'll see. And then she FaceTimed him when I was there, and I was just regular, I'm weird and like strange.
Were you like, oh shit?
No.
Okay.
So like I didn't even like realize at all. Then like later that day, she was like, oh, he said just like email some of your music so he could like listen to it. So she sends me his email, and I was like, it's
Wait a
Ty
minute.
Fyffe. And I'm like, do you know who Ty Fyffe is? And she was like, no, what do you mean? And I was like, bitch, you try that. Like, and she was like, oh, like, what do you mean? And I was like, do you, like, when you start talking to someone, like, do you ever Google them? Or, like, you know, like, do you ever like want to know who it is that you're like dealing with? Like, it could be like a killer, you know, they could,
or a superstar.
well, right, but I mean, I was really more concerned about it. Like, do you ever know who you're talking to? Like, because she's my friend, so I'm like, are you
playing the concern?
Yeah, like I just was curious because I was
You
like,
gotta watch Friends Like You, because then Friends Like You are the reason women go through phones. When they start asking, like, do you know who he really is? And then she's like, you know what? That's a goddamn good question.
a bitch like me will go through. If I have a boyfriend and that's my man, when we meet, I will let a motherfucker know. Like I will go through your phone if you start acting suspect.
I'm gonna make a note of that too.
Yeah.
But I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah. Any listeners out
change
there?
Password on phone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At the real Mrs. McCrimmon.
Oh yeah. See, that's why I got married. I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, here, put us on the same bill. You look for yourself. Baby, don't look through the phone. I'm just kidding. But so Ty, when you got the email from Samara Foxx.
Oh, she's talented. That girl got a great voice.
I agree.
I mean, it worked out for me because like they don't see each other anymore. But
you know, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Listen, great people.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a blessing.
I agree.
You know,
And you have to be a humble guy.
I appreciate great people. Period.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
So you don't have the female here where
The anonymous
referring to it
person.
will remain anonymous.
Yeah.
You don't have those moments where you say, you know who the fuck I am? You never do that?
I would never.
like
No.
I'm not even on it like that.
No.
Honestly, you know, I feel like, you know,
you work with a lot of rappers. I know you
you
get caught up in the moment.
none of that ever did
no.
nothing to me. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I met Micheal Jackson.
That's crazy.
Like,
Yeah, how cool is that?
That's
how many
like,
people meet Micheal Jackson? I was
that's
like next
that's
to
crazy.
him. I wasn't even starstruck, but I was like, that's Mike.
Like, holy shit, it's Micheal Jackson.
And
How was that?
I mean,
Were you in the suit? Did you do a
no,
project
I
together?
didn't do anything with him. I
all
didn't
right.
produce. I don't know him personally.
Sure.
I was just, you know, it was because of Ted. Ted was working with Mike. He was working on the Addams Family Values movie soundtrack. Mm-hmm. So we went to Never Neverland to watch the movie.
Oh, you went to the ranch?
In
Holy
Mike's
shit.
theater.
You went to the ranch? That's crazy.
I
Like,
saw
is that-
the monkey.
You saw the
I was
monkey?
just about to ask about Bubba.
Saw the monkey.
You saw the monkey?
We was riding in a one of those golf course
Yeah, the golf cart.
buggies. Yeah, so we was in
That's
that.
crazy.
He had the monkey. He had some truck with video games, the big arcade games on it. Like,
God damn, that's crazy.
we went in the theater. They had the big Oscars. You know, the gold Oscars. They were sitting by the concession stand. He had I had the
statue?
rapper. He had his own candy. It said Moonwalker candy.
That's crazy. Where is
Do
the ranch?
you know that he was
LA.
actually?
It is. Oh, I never knew it was. Wow.
He was trying to build a like super huge like moonwalker thing in Vegas that was gonna like walk around in the desert for like some comeback in 2005, but like it never happened. But I just learned about that this week. And I was
It's a good
reading
Micheal Jackson
something.
fun fact. So
Yeah, I mean,
what
I'm
happened
just
after
saying,
the
like,
ranch? Like after you watched?
I mean, I you know, it's not like I worked with him. I mean, I seen.
That's a
Ted.
big deal. You went to the ranch.
I seen
That's
Ted.
what it is. That's like
We didn't go to the
you
ranch.
better going to the moon is not as cool as going to the ranch.
I mean,
Yeah, we didn't go to the
I'm
ranch.
just saying.
I
I'm
was
not even
blessed
trying
to you know to be around anything like that. You know what I mean? Like I met Patti LaBelle. Like,
I love Patty.
I love Patti
I love-
LaBelle.
of
Like,
course, you
I'm
have to.
still a
Did
fan
you get
of
some
Patti
pie?
LaBelle. Huh?
Did you get any pie?
Patty
I ain't get no pie.
You didn't get no pie?
I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe she's gonna hear this and she might send you some
Yeah,
pie.
maybe she'll hear this and she'll be like,
Patty,
you know what? I got some pie.
I love
Patty,
Patti
if you're
LaBelle. I love
listening,
you.
Send Ty some pie.
I
please.
love you too.
Miss Patty.
And
Now that's
so
a diva. Now that
Oh, yeah,
can
sure,
you
sure.
send Ty some pie? Because
So-
he'll really like it.
I hope you get some pie now.
So anyway, like let me get a little piece of pie. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I was never like super starstruck. Like when I met Ted, it was a big thing for me because I was a producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
How
it was
did that
crazy
happen?
when I first met Teddy. It was like I was in Virginia to do the wrong thing. I was supposed to be hustling. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, jeez.
I'm not even gonna get into that side of the
Can
story.
we get
but
into that? I want to make a little.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
We don't
though.
have
so
to
I
get into
went.
the
I
details.
had my little demo, right? And I'm playing the music. Me just eat there, just vibing out. And my boy Franklin Grant plugged me in. Shouts to Franklin. So we in there, you know, after my songs.
Like demo as just a producer or as an artist?
I had like a group at the time.
Okay,
So you just listen to music.
Gotcha.
Right? So boom. So it was over. And I was like, all right, thanks. I was like, all right, thanks though. I met Teddy, right? So I go out to the parking lot. Frank comes out to the parking lot and says, yo, Ted wants to sign you as a producer.
Just like that.
Listen, man.
God damn, that's crazy.
My whole life changed after that.
Of course.
Right? I got an apartment. I got my first car. I had a hit record at 20 years old.
That's crazy.
Every weekend.
Were you here in New York?
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Right,
Every
awesome.
weekend was a booty shaking contest with my record playing on the radio.
Mm.
It was us and Criss Cross that had the biggest records in the country.
Oh, I loved Criss Cross.
That's crazy.
Criss Cross to make it.
It was my dream because all my friends was hustling, getting wild money out there. They was all going to college. We was going to Virginia State every weekend or Hampton. I was at Hampton every day. I was at Norfolk State every day. Like, we was just having fun every day.
A lot of women.
Boom.
Oh, it was out of control. I was probably on 2 or 3 dates a day.
And you just got it. 20, you said, right?
Huh?
20 years old.
Now, when we say
Yeah, I was
dates,
like 19, 20 years old.
That's crazy.
now when we say
I had my
dates,
first apartment. I had my first car. I was making probably $5,000 a track. I was chilling. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was in Virginia.
what was that
laughing.
car? What was that
A
car?
Honda Prelude, but it was cute for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was so
It was all white. You know what I'm saying? All my
Listen,
friends.
when you're 19, you drive a go-kart. That shit doesn't
I had
matter.
a brand new car. I was down
No,
with.
I mean, I just
He
know
just
that
said
you
Michael
like.
Jackson.
I just know that you like nice cars, so
Yeah,
that's just
I had a
why I was
fetish. I had to
asking.
cool out for a hot second. I had a fetish for a long time.
That's just why I was
wow.
asking.
Nice cars?
because I wasn't.
Yeah, I was like, because Ted used to get cars every 6 months to a year. And so I started wanting to be like that because all my friends had cars. So I wanted to be the same way. So,
What was your first major car purchase? Like the first big
I got
boy
the
you went
Honda,
and
and then I got the Lexus Coupe when it first came out.
got. Mm.
It was only
The
me
SC,
and
right?
me and Little Sean. That's when I went back to New York. We was the only ones in New York really going crazy with the white coupes. That's when the tunnel was going on.
Okay.
It was out of control back then.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got a 95. I got a convertible BMW, the 3 1/4 because Biggie said 3 1/4 slow. I just did it just because of that. I just wanted to do that.
And you just were like, all right, gotta have it. Boom.
I was crazy. I was doing it all wrong, but I had fun. I did have fun.
That's what counts. You learn from it.
I learned from it.
So what made you come were you like, all right, I need to chill? Is that when you
Nah, see, I was from the street, so I didn't really understand corporations. You know what I'm saying? So you got like some people get, they get taught in this. Some people don't. So sometimes learning the hard way is the right way. But if you don't have to make a mistake, don't make a mistake.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean? Like when you starting in the music business, you got to understand it's music and it's business. You got to run your shit like a business.
How do you know though? So if I was a new artist getting in, like where do artists go these days? There's no artist in development. There's no.
I mean,
you just go right to YouTube and do what you do.
But when you have a hit record, you got to understand like it's a lot of give and take. So new artists, if you never had a hit before, you can't act like you're supposed to get this huge advance or you're supposed to get this. Become a value before you can.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Ask for what you want. You know what I mean? Like, you got to give up a lot in the beginning.
I think that's where the disconnect is because they get that hit, boom. I was like, what was it, Designer? He was like, fuck New York radio. They're not playing my shit. Because he said his life happened so fast. Next thing you know, Panda was on the radio and he's flying out to LA and he thought it was always going to be
I
that.
thought he had a great deal out of it. I mean, I'm sure he made a lot of money off of that.
Of course,
You know what I mean?
I'm still getting money off.
Yeah, like, That was good for him. You know what I mean? Like, the music business is different now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was one way. It's all still the same music business, but it was different. Because now it's like, whoever's not hot, they make no money. Whoever's hot,
Everything.
multi-millionaires. You can become a multi-millionaire off of one record. And I'm sure he's a millionaire. If he's not,
He
somebody's
should
doing
be.
something wrong.
He should be. So, do you think new artists should look for like a record label to get signed, or
I think they need to
or
look
remain
for
independent?
somebody to mold them first. Because all of the biggest artists, I feel like they get produced correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you need that Jermaine Dupri to make. You need that Irv Gotti. You need that Dr. Dre. You need that. See, sometimes when people are just getting beat, they might get lucky. They might get a beat off the end and then get lucky and make a hit song. But how many times are you going to get that? See?
But it's not even that. I feel like there's so many other things that you have to understand to be an artist than just, figuring it out how you go. Like, there's definitely like a formula.
What's
It's
the
not-
formula?
not
You need
a-
a team.
Not
For
a
one.
formula that guarantees success,
I
because
might need some of that.
there's no
Yeah,
guarantee of
The blend is
success.
gonna taste good. That's good.
We're good?
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime.
I'm gonna be the only one that's gonna do it straight.
Do say? That shit is harsh.
I'm a brown liquor drinker. dog.
Not me.
That's what I do.
Dogging. I need
That's what
to
I
see
do.
through my
I'm
shit.
still a young nigga. So
They're mixology.
No, we the same age. You on your own, brother.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Liver
Experimenting here.
ain't bad. As long as you don't do this every day.
Yeah, that's a
every
lot.
week, you
That's a lot
kinda
better.
straight.
Oh, I do this every day, but
Oh,
that's another story for a separate podcast.
true indeed.
So, anywho,
This is what you do every day.
yeah, some of the best music and best content was created off of white and brown liquor.
But you
Just
don't
saying.
make music,
That's a fact.
and
But,
so
you gotta
this is
still have
where
that
you think
creative-
of your ideas.
Yeah, you
for your
gotta have that
podcast.
creative push.
Juices. I gotta.
You know, sometimes it's a little liquid to do it.
Cheers to that.
Yes, sir.
Cheers
So-
to that, people.
Beautiful people.
Okay.
Beautiful people.
Good to be
Cheers.
here.
I mean, I don't have it.
I don't know.
Ty, when do I ever drink? Never.
We love you.
I love
We do love you.
I love you guys too. But
So, as you were saying about
the
artists
formula.
and the formula.
Yeah. It's not a formula that means you're definitely going to make it, because there's like so many things involved. If you release your record, not on the right day with the right temperature, and people aren't really feeling, that tempo that day, your whole shit is out the window. But, which is fucked up, but it is what it is. But like, to even get to that point, there's a lot of things that have to be done. Like, I know there's no artist development anymore, but like, you need to have people around you that have done this before,
Experience is everything.
and so they can, help you to navigate how you make a project, how you, test out your marketability, how you, release something and see where it goes. And then before you even get to actually releasing a record, just like major labels do it, but now you just kind of have to do it on your own, and you have to have experienced people in the business to help you do that. Not like, Joe Schmoes who are just like, oh yeah, I could do this. Like, I was watching it on YouTube. It's not really like that.
Like your half-ass manager.
She's not my manager.
Who? We just fired her.
Micheal.
What? You know what? What? We can't talk about it?
I mean, we could talk about it, but
If you want... Ty, I guess we're going to have to edit this part out because now we're censored, I guess.
no,
But I'm just
we're
saying,
not censored. You know me.
I'm not even trying to egg you on, so don't say nothing you're going to regret Monday.
I'm not going to
But I'm
regret
just-
it.
I'm saying... So you're...
I'm sober. I'm not drinking anything. You're not going to get a, I said it under the influence, okay?
so
So just as my name is Samara, I keep it a buck, okay?
you said it. So your half-ass manager...
No,
is-
we're not going to say a half-ass manager, okay? We're going to say Micheal is not
Okay,
my
first of all-
manager.
All right. You didn't have to say a name, but okay. So do you think that was the problem? Do you think you just had some Joe Schmo?
no, I just don't think that it was. That's just not real. Like, it's just not real. She's just my friend, and it just says she's my manager, but in real life, she's not my manager.
So now I'm asking, do you think that was the reason things were at like a lull or whatever they were?
No.
Okay. Moving on.
I mean,
Now, how do you
clearly.
Ty is your manager?
No, Ty is the producer.
Oh, that part I know is gonna go, obviously.
But I'm saying Ty is a super producer. I can call him. I can work with him. But my little like pause for what I'm doing is like my own reasons. You know, I got a job.
Which I think is crazy.
Okay.
Like, can we get into that?
Okay, what would you like to talk about with my job?
If you're an artist,
okay,
and you know, you guys just stop me if I'm wrong. If you're an artist, I feel like you need to just go super hard. And I know, like you said, this is a pay-to-play business.
Okay.
And you do need the money. But shouldn't your work speak for itself? Like, shouldn't your music take you? Like, you got this guy on in your contact list. That's the hard part's already done because most people don't have that connection in the industry.
I'm not Hollywood, but I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't just mess with people I don't know neither. But I will give somebody a shot, and I'm not even like funny acting. As long as they
I can vouch for that. You called me, but
yeah.
I guess that was a podcast. So
but that was also
and I do appreciate it.
You're good people. I already knew you was good because Samara.
She must have didn't tell you everything, but we'll save that for a separate day too. But so, like, how do you go and get that direction? Like, how does it happen?
What do you
like
mean?
as far as getting started? You know, you don't just wake up and say I'm going to be an artist and get on Hot 97. You say it's a pay-to-play business, so let's get to the next step of the process.
I mean, I don't think it's applicable for me because, like, I mean, I've been signed on and off since I was 14. So, like, it's different because, I mean, like, I just know a certain amount of people. Me taking breaks and me, like, wavering between, like, what it is that I want to do is, like, my own.
Are you happy with your career?
Personal thing. What?
Like your music career. Like if you're not sure, are you like, nah? Are you done with it?
No, I'm never done with music. Like, music is something that, like, I can't, like, get away from.
So I feel like why get a job?
Because you have to work. What do you mean? Like, everyone has to work. Like,
true.
And so, like, if I'm not, like, committed to even committing yourself to be 150% in music, being an artist, like, that's not giving me 6 figures a year like my career is.
Okay. So like, I have to, if I'm gonna recommit now that, like, I have a job, I get into the swing of things, if I'm gonna recommit back to being an artist as well, then I just have to work 2 full-time jobs and, like, just work double time and, like, figure it out. Work as far as an artist or work as far as your
I'm saying
job?
Have my full-time job and then at the same time have my career, like, my music too.
Okay.
Does it mean, I mean, it means, like, you know, making a lot of sacrifices in terms of, like, a personal life and all of those other things, but I mean, it is what it is.
Do you think there is, like, a work-life balance in this industry?
I mean, I just feel like if you're trying to become the next biggest thing, you got to be on 198. You can't even be on 10. You can't be on 50. You can't be on 100. You got to be past everybody. I feel like my work ethic needs to step up to 10 songs a day. You know, if I wasn't really managing my own career, you know what I mean? Like, and doing extra stuff, and extra day-to-days, and, you know, taking care of my mom and stuff like that, then I could really just be not moving from the computer. I do. I stay behind it. I work hard. I make sure I work hard. But to be the next level, it's more work. It's more putting that initiative in there.
No interruptions.
I agree.
No interruptions.
No
That's
interruptions.
It. He said it.
Being
That's
able to fully zone out without having to worry about, damn, the girl gonna be tripping. Oh shit, I gotta take care of my family.
Turn the phones off.
Oh shit, the bills need to be paid.
Just
You
concentrate.
gotta just be able to zone the fuck
concentrate.
out. And then once you get everything done, or you in a position where, okay, I don't have to, you go even harder.
Sure, I
you go
agree.
even harder. You don't even fall back. You just go even harder. Because this industry is, like, if you get in this industry and you worrying about stability, but you don't have dedication to this shit, you in the wrong industry.
Dedication is everything.
That's why I think a job is crazy.
Dedication is everything.
I'm not, I agree with you because the bills aren't going to pay themselves. Don't get me wrong.
I get it. But, like, that's why I waver. That
Exactly.
I sometimes feel like maybe I don't have the heart to just, like...
I would disagree
It's
with
not that. It's the simple fact of being a responsible adult. I got bills. Like, can't say, yo, wait till my album drop, I'm going to pay you. Nah, like...
No, but
you gotta-
see, so
you know
I
what I'm
did
saying?
that for, like, a whole year. But then, like, I mean, I wasn't going to, like, destroy my credit score and, like,
Oh, yeah, of course.
act like a fool. So then I
You're
moved
smart,
home.
Samara. You know what you're doing.
And then, like, I mean, it was time that I just, like, got a job. So, like...
So do you plan on, like, getting a certain amount of money and then going back into music?
No, I mean, I'm not going to wait that long. Like, I mean, I only had a job for 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks? So quit
Yeah.
that shit. All right, we'll move on.
Are you crazy? Like,
It's only been 2 weeks. You didn't even got your first paycheck yet.
it's not
I'm
like I
thinking
have
you've
a
been there for a while.
job that...
It's security. So
Yeah.
It's not like I have a job that I'm getting paid, like, peanuts. Like, I
you
mean,
got a job.
it's still, like...
You said that shit was
You got a job.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I'm not saying
I
I
know what that means.
have a job that I'm making a good amount of money. So, and, like, it's not, like... It's like silly not to have that job.
Does it make you happy? I guess the comfort. Is it the comfort of having that job?
Yeah,
Make you
it's
feel
way
better?
better than not having a job. And then, like, another thing about the music industry is that people are flaky. Like, so I can, like, there's only so much that I'm able to do, like, on my own, that I only have to depend on myself.
Okay.
And so, like, there's like, so there's certain people who could be dependable, but then there's, like, it's all working parts. And so it's like, even like how Ty said, like, you got to build a team. But if you don't have a stable team, which is difficult to put together, especially when you don't have the money to pay everybody, and you, like, work off the dream, work off the vision.
It's real.
That's
People
true.
are like,
That's very true.
It's real.
but this is your vision.
It
It's
doesn't
not
exist.
my vision.
It's real.
Nobody's gonna protect your project as hard as you would.
And
Okay,
so
very
then they, flake, like, they want to go hang out with their boyfriend, or somebody want to hang out with their girlfriend, or they want to, go do another session somewhere else because that's not a part of the vision. That's a payment. So then it's like nobody puts the vision or the team first because that's Samara Foxx's project. That's not my project.
It's not
so
primary. Secondary.
I'm not tripping over it because they don't really focus on the long-term vision of, like, once this all happens, everybody's straight. They're like, well, you say that now, but, like, that's you getting a deal. That's you getting a paycheck. That's not me getting a paycheck, and it's not my vision. My vision is to be, engineer to the stars, or my vision is to be a manager to the stars. I'm not getting a management contract. I'm not getting a production contract, or whatever it is anyone wants to do. They're concerned.
What is your vision for music? Or just, I guess, your career period, if you want to transition into something else, I don't know.
What do you, besides being an artist?
I mean, what's your vision for being an artist?
I just want to make dope music, like like pop R&B music. That's just like representative of me.
Right.
Like,
Do you like the process of it, or do you just want to for the people to hear you music? Like, do you want to do it for yourself, or do you
no,
wanna
I do it for me because that's my outlet.
I
like,
moved from that spot. I'm on
that's
43rd and Bergman.
how I like
Yeah.
express myself, or that's just a part of me. It's just a huge part of me. So even when I've like tried to be like,
Come through.
I quit singing, I don't want to sing anymore because I've like went through times like that. It's just not possible for me. Like, it's just not something I could do. It like puts me in a bad space to not do music. Yeah. To not create music. Like, to be honest, for me, like, I'll be happy no matter in what context I do music. Like, if I just, as long as I'm in it, like, as long as I make music, as long as I'm around music, as long as I'm always singing, like,
We love you.
I'll always be straight.
We love you.
I love you too, time.
That's cute, you guys.
That's beautiful.
Nah, when she really.
No, but you gotta have that mentality. Like, if you come in with just the money, if you come in with the mentality of just saying, "Yo, I want a paycheck," the likelihood that you actually going to get the paycheck that you want, it's not going to happen.
That's true. I used to think that was crazy when people, that would be in a career, they tell you, don't do it for the money. And I'm like, what? Why wouldn't you do it for the money? And then I got older, and I
I'm not
understood.
even advising it. Do it. I do it for the money.
You do it for the money?
I want all the money.
Yes, it's a difference though.
As
It's
much
a
as I
difference.
But you
It's a
enjoy what you
difference.
do, though, right? Do you feel like
You have to.
But that's the point. You
You
work in a
can't
regular
make the money
job.
if you're not excited about what
Exactly.
you're doing.
But Ty, you saying it
Exactly.
like I do it for the money, but at
no,
the
no?
same
I think it just
time-
means in general. And I don't
Nah,
think it means you.
Because he's so silly. Like,
I don't think it means you. I think it means in general.
I know
I
he's
wasn't
not talking about
you.
me.
No, no.
I know you're not
I'm
talking
talking
about
about the
me.
strange ass people that I don't deal with.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about, like, in life, you wouldn't be happy if you wasn't, if music wasn't involved in your life.
Would you disagree with that?
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm different. I'm 2 Chainz.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm different.
Now see, I like different shit. Different shit inspires me. Like, I love Prince's music.
I mean, who doesn't? I
A
mean,
lot of people don't even.
My
I
chihuahua
cannot.
A lot of
Prince is-
people ain't
Now,
listening to Prince right now.
that's
They
what I was
listening
gonna
to
say,
some other
yeah.
dude right
But
now.
I think what she's saying is, if
It's ingrained in you.
if music
it's your
was
thing.
completely stripped from you,
Like from you, I'm saying.
like if you couldn't do it,
if you just didn't do music, like you had
would
to
you be
just,
happy?
You should be happy. You know why?
What?
Because I love myself.
Oh my
That's
God,
That's
Ty.
a different type of love.
So do you feel like
Ty is really
music-
an advocate for loving
That's my big
yourself.
homie.
He
No, that's
definitely
good. Yeah,
is.
there's
Yeah,
nothing
you
wrong
got
with that.
to self-love.
Self-love is really
Self-love
his
is
thing.
yes, man.
So you
Cheers to that.
you would definitely
Yeah,
would do
self-love.
anything.
Gotta love yourself first. That's rule number 1 in America.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are doing out here,
My
but
girl,
you better love
Megan
yourself
Trainor. You know how I feel about Megan Trainor.
first. Megan Trainor's amazing.
Didn't I tell you about how much I
know
love
shit.
her? She have that song, I Love Me.
But
I
listen,
love me.
honestly, it comes from self-love first. You know what I mean? And then you gotta understand, like, love your family. That's the most important people. That should be the most important people to you.
Where are we going with this
I'm
time?
just saying. I'm just saying.
Are these like your life principles?
That's my principles.
Okay.
I do love music though.
So would you trade it? Like, if you could get the money doing something else, would you do it?
Of course I would. I wouldn't want to deal with the bullshit. Like she said, there's a lot of
Flakiness.
flaky people in this music.
Mhm.
And like let me tell you how weird the music business is.
Please, should I keep going with this?
Why not? Let me say this. Let me say, I don't know if you want to record this part though.
Go for it.
Fuck
I'm
that.
gonna say this.
If you're good with it, I'm good with it.
I produce a lot. I may not be the hottest, may not be the coldest. I produce a lot of people that sold records, millions of records. It could have been hundreds of thousands of records. Could have been thousands of records, right? you would think, with all the experience I have, I should be able to walk into all the labels that exist right now and get a major deal.
Mhm.
True. I was
Okay.
going to ask you about that.
Now I'm gonna say this. I know people out there, I'm not gonna say their names, they never made a hit record in their life.
that are out right now.
No, might be deceased. They've never made a hit record in their life
Mhm.
and got major label deals.
Wow.
Mhm.
How did that happen?
We're going to end on
Never
that.
made, not even a bronze record.
Can we get like the bum bum bum? Can we
I'm
get
just
one
saying,
of those? Can
how
we
does
get
that happen in America?
That's what we doing.
How does that
That's
happen?
beautiful. That's a good clip. How does it happen though? Please,
That's
tell me.
why that's why I would trade it. You said it yourself.
Nepotism.
This last go around is to really, once I get there, I'm gonna let it be known about a lot of people. That's
Really?
one thing I don't hold my tongue. I'm a real.
That's
real
good.
person.
Shit, how much time we got? This is about to get good. So
got
how does that happen? Is it because not using you? I know you seem a little emotional tonight. So
I'm-
is it like an artist like you would give your
She
music?
don't even have to have talent.
I'm
That's
not
what I was gonna say.
emotional.
So
Which is
an artist
fucked up.
like Samara would give their
It's
record to you
fucked
if the things were the way they were supposed to be. Samara would give her record to you. You say, "Here, boom, this is next," and then it skyrockets. That's just how it happens because of the connection, and there's no
It's all
filter.
about who you know.
Yeah.
That much I figured.
Some people like to be with other cliques, and they might just want you to win. With that clique, they might, since you win, they might just want you to win and elect you to have this, just have all this.
Do you think there's anything wrong with that?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because you fucking it up for the people that really know what they're doing.
Look,
Which is
but,
true.
You know what I mean?
but I don't
People
think
back in
there's
the
nothing
days-
wrong with it.
You know
No,
what
I
I
was
mean?
just because listen, if somebody wanted to be like, if you said right now, like, yo, I'll give you this podcast to Power 105, and Monday you can start. I'll be like, thank you, sir. I
It's
owe you
different
forever.
people. But there's different
So
people.
I
out there.
wouldn't
There's
pretend
people
that I wouldn't.
that are
take that.
not confident with themselves.
True.
There's people
Okay.
that are in position
True.
that are not real people. What they do is they're intimidated. I'm not intimidated by him. I'm not
You shouldn't
intimidated
be.
by him.
Right.
If I feel like you
You
He has a
can't
nice
better.
little heart.
hear me
What's
out.
that?
Hear me
You
out.
do better.
Heart.
Hear me
Yeah.
out. Hear me out. If
It's
I
right.
feel like you have something and it's talented and you're bringing it to me and I can get you through the door, if I feel like it's good, why not give them a shot?
True.
I agree with that.
But
But
there's dudes out there
That think that you was
are
surpassing.
like, oh, I do not want to let this dude in. Hell no. He might want
Competition.
my girl.
that happens on
My
the,
girl was looking at him crazy.
and they'll be like,
They're not real niggas.
True.
Can you? But do they have
Security at
the?
its finest.
Do they blackball you, or they just don't?
I don't listen. They can
Give
try
that
to do what
help.
they want to do. No such thing as blackball. It can throw salt on your name, but that black pot, no such thing as blackball. Because I saw 50 Cent. They tried to blackball him, and he just turned the whole music business around.
That's what made him my favorite. Also, even the behind the scenes is what made him like, God damn, this guy's resilient. Like he will not let anything.
They tried to kill him. He got bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying, it's never say never. That's all I'm saying. But it is a lot of people out
Yeah,
there
Brandy said it.
that. But once you get so hot or you got so much power, they can't do at the end of the day, it's like when you're in position, it's hard to get them out. They may want to see you out, but it might not be that easy to get you out. So some people don't.
Ty, are you currently upset with someone?
Never.
Because I feel that this is something personal.
No, it is.
But I feel like
If
you're passionate
you-
about it. It
Yeah,
does
but
look. It sounds a little personal,
but
yeah,
but
but
you're
if
passionate
you
about it. So I
want me
gotta
to
give you that.
curse a motherfucker out,
No,
you
it's
can
just
let me
years
know.
It's just years
being
of dealing
real.
with fuckery.
And Erica and I will go to that person.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, this is not even with one person.
It's years of
And
just
this
dealing
is
with
just,
fuckery.
and I don't even
I'm
take
just
it
making
personal.
sure.
I just look
I'm
at
just
it like
making
this.
sure.
It's one to grow on and
Mhm.
continue because you gotta kick ass.
Yeah.
You gotta be in position to say anything. See, I can't be in a room with everybody that's hot and be like, I don't love your album when everybody's kissing his ass and they saying that that's the hottest album.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look at me like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's that bullshit.
And that's what sucks.
That's that bullshit.
Because
we were just talking about that like an hour
That's
ago.
probably my problem.
But I'm entitled to my opinion. And if it looks valuable, then it's like, oh, you just hate.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying before.
Or if you like
a hater.
Oh,
or
you're dick
if
riding.
nobody else doesn't like it, and I'm like, no, I actually fuck with that. They're like, oh, you dick riding that nigga, that nigga. And I'll be like, hold on, like, damn.
Yeah.
But I can't like what I like, so I agree. And so please, no, go ahead. You look like you were gonna say something.
No, I was just sighing in agreement.
It's a bunch of trolls.
So Ty, you feel like if you had the power, or you say when you get there, you're gonna expose a lot of people. Do you feel
I'm just gonna, you know what? It's not even that. It's just, I'm just gonna be
I mean,
real.
that's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
just saying,
Like,
how many? At one point, okay, A&R was the biggest thing at one point.
Yes, it was.
People who got signed, they signed really great people.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you could be somebody's brother, know nothing about music, and become the biggest music executive out there.
Well, I tell you, nepotism.
like Trump and his family.
All I'm saying is,
throw him right in
what
the mix.
happened to going to proving yourself, doing this record, that was all successful to get that job? How did you just become an intern and become better than? How are you? And how you want to tell somebody
Like you
that made
said-
hit records before? You don't know what you're talking about.
But like you said, it's who you know, and some people
Exactly.
take full advantage of that, and people in positions similar to yourself would say, you know what, you have the wherewithal to be like, hold on, there's a process. But some people are like, yeah, fuck it, that's my nephew, just plug him in. So I think it depends on who is the holder of the power, I guess.
I'm just saying, it's a funny business, man, and it's like if you ain't prepared
It
for
ain't
it,
built for the week.
yeah, if you're not prepared for it, if you ain't,
It'll
you gotta
swallow
suck it up. Yeah, it will swallow you the fuck up. You know.
For real.
We also talked about, I want to jump back a little, we talked about having that ear for music and being able to put certain artists and certain sounds together. I don't think he takes a lot of hate, I don't know, but my personal opinion about Xalent, I love that he just takes these fucking guys and puts them all together.
Like the
That's a
beats.
producer.
I think that's
true
what
definition of what
that's what I was just gonna
producer
say.
is.
I think that is.
I'm gonna say I respect him.
Yeah, you gotta respect.
I'm gonna respect the fact that he understands what it is when you're in position, and what it is because he made what is called the relationship important. And there's a lot of people that was before him that didn't even realize that they had the relationships and they could have did what he's done.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what we call him.
That's true.
Do you think that? I think that New York should have that same circle. Like I know he comes up to New York, but it's like Atlanta and Miami and whatever that circle with Ross, Future, Drake, Trey Songz, and whoever else that he mixes in. Do you think there should be? I know the NBA takes a lot of heat for like those super teams, but you think we should do that in music, like those super collabs?
Then say, I just like great music, man. It could be a no-name person. He signed some dude that I never heard in my life. When I first heard it, I said, this is a hit record. And it turned out to be a hit record.
Ace.
What's the guy's name?
New dude or
New
roster or old roster? You
he
know,
was
Kelly got two
talking
different
Haitian
type
in
of
it.
rosters.
He was talking Haitian and talking about like Japanese. That record.
Ken Jones.
Ken Jones.
Ken Jones.
When I heard this shit, I was in Miami. I swear to God, I was bumping this shit all day. Like, who the fuck is this? And then all of a sudden, I heard he got signed to Xalent, and look, it went number one. So I know I'm not crazy. I know
that
I
song
was
grew
like,
on me. I didn't like
that
it
was
at
a
first.
hit
It was,
I liked it.
Oh no,
You did?
catchy, simple. Simplicity
That's what got
is
me.
always the key.
That's what got me. I'm like, this shit is so
Simplicity
simple,
the key.
but I
Unless
like it.
you're doing
for some reason.
sophisticated music, then it
was
takes a certain
clever.
type of it.
Yeah,
there was so many markers. It was Japanese, Haitian. It was this. It was that.
Very true.
You couldn't be mad.
Yeah,
The
Now,
beat was hot.
true. Very true.
you called one with that one.
Like I said, it grew on me. At
But
first,
see,
I was like, what is this shit?
I didn't hear nothing else after that, though.
Yeah,
That's just me.
That goes back to when I talk about what body of work. Like I at the first listen, I'm like, It's so
I mean,
catchy.
but I'm
It was
sure
like a
they made
lullaby.
money on that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
probably toured.
The
Because
return
that's
is
a big
crazy.
thing now.
I think they could always tour. Like once you get one like that,
But that's what it is. The
you
music
could go. You
the
can open
music
up for
business
whoever
for a lot
forever.
of these younger dudes now is not even. That's why they put out so much free music. That's the whole reason why. Oh, I'm gonna put it on live. Oh, I'm gonna just go on SoundCloud or I'm gonna go on YouTube and get these free beats because I ain't even expecting to get no bread off of the project. I just need something to perform. So when I go to these clubs, I can get that nice little bag and call it a day. It's a different business, like Todd said earlier. It's like
Totally.
it's not about the sales. It's damn near barely about the music. Niggas is buying strictly into the brand.
True.
But every now and then, you have an anomaly. You have somebody that will come out and just totally shift the game completely. Like what Kendrick been doing. Now, granted, Kendrick got a machine behind him. You do. Cole has a machine behind him. You do. Drake has a machine behind him. You do. But nevertheless, they're not following the same template that a Uzi or a Thug. Because see, Thug did that shit strictly off of shock value. Thug was doing a lot of that shit because he knew niggas was going to be like,
With the dress,
yeah, all
Thought
that
was
shit.
crazy.
Like, yo,
I'm
what,
like, all right, son.
you calling
I
niggas
like you and all
bae?
that. That's my bitch, and I was like, all right.
What?
bro.
What are you? But see, it wasn't even about the perception. It was about the numbers. The people that was tuning in to say, "Oh shit, what's Steve gonna say next? Oh shit, what he's gonna dress in next? I don't know whether he's gay or not." But then every now and then you'll hear a record like, "Yo, you can't deny that shit's crazy."
I'm gonna tell you his lineup of singles with as they came out. I was like,
He
all right.
nutty.
The guy has on the dress, but
Who that?
Thug.
Doug,
What, Young Thug?
Yeah.
Doug, yeah.
Yeah, right. Can't take.
Just all right.
I mean, he making his money. I respect him. I can't say
What about
that
the
I
music
don't
though?
respect
The money is one thing,
All
but
Thug did was just redo Wayne's
him.
Blueprint.
You know what I do like about Young Thug? I like his aggression. I like his voice. I haven't heard a classic album from a lot of these artists.
I was gonna say, I don't think you're gonna hear.
No, it's not a classic.
Name artists that
It's not
show me
classics.
that they albums are classic. Like when I listen to like I said, like you said, Get Rich or Die Trying. That shit was amazing.
You know what, Todd?
Not even close. Like that's my favorite album all the time.
I think that's a good question. Because, you know, when we talk about Get Rich or Die Trying, we talk about Come Home With Me, when we talk about, hell, even Blackout, this is a decade plus ago.
Right.
So now, the real question is, what in the last, let's say, 5 to 7 years is a classic album? Who has a classic album?
That's a good question.
There's plenty of albums that's dropped over the years. I mean, I think the closest would be like Between Good Kid, Mad City, or To Pimp a Butterfly, but for a different perspective, because I'm a jazz dude. So
Makes sense.
he got Terrence Martin and 1500 and nothing. Like, the production on it was just something that was needed. He brought a breath of
How's it
fresh
looking?
air
Good?
into music at the time.
Nice.
And on top of that, the
You have a
music
Galaxy?
lasts
You wanna
longer
use
than
that?
just when it was made. But I think a lot of these younger dudes is just gravitating to what's hot right now.
So
We don't really care
the
about
last
6 months or a year from now.
You can stop whenever you're ready. The last, what did you say, 5 to 7 years?
5 to 7.
I'm trying to think.
The auto.
You know who I really fuck with? Are we talking about just rap or music? Period.
Period. Music. Period.
Party Next Door. It's something about that fucking sound he does.
Is nice.
Yo,
It's nice.
I don't know.
Ariana Grande.
Oh, I love her fucking album.
Yeah, she's dope.
Megan
If
Trainor.
it comes on, I won't change it.
Nah,
But I don't know,
Ariana
but I don't-
Grande
she's
is
dope.
better
She's-
than people think she is, yo.
Nah, she's fucking dope.
She is musically
dope.
inclined. Her voice,
I gotta give her a chance.
her
then.
production. Yo,
It's okay.
I never gave her a chance. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't sit here and pretend like I heard it. No. Why would I? Like I wouldn't even hold you up and say I would click
but I
on
know
that.
why. It's because of the stigma. Like, Ariana, what?
That's exactly what it is. It took me
It's
a week.
musical. It's musical.
What about
It's
Bieber? I fuck with Bieber.
melodic.
Bieber?
Bieber got
that.
hits.
Bieber has
I like him.
evolved.
I really.
He's like a
fuck
new
with
man.
Bieber.
He's like
I
Justin
have
Timberlake
Bieber
2.0
fever.
to me.
Nah.
It's who?
Nah.
Justin
I wouldn't-
Timberlake 2.0.
Nah.
That's pushing it?
Nah. You know who's like Justin Timberlake vocally?
Who?
I'm gonna put him out.
But we got to talk about why
Bieber.
Bieber isn't that. But go ahead.
This is a dude named Jameson. JMSNN.
JMSN.
He's like so fucking dope. So dope. You look like Jesus. I'm not even like on
So
some next
just
shit.
on that note, that's why he's not Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, he's
2.0,
no, because he looks like
Justin Timberlake. Part of his whole thing was his sex appeal. So like,
wait, so why
he
isn't
cut the hair
Bieber?
now, so he don't look like.
Why
Jesus.
isn't
When he came
Bieber
out,
like
he
Justin
had
Timberlake?
Nah, Bieber is.
Bieber
You know
has his
what I like
own
about
vibe.
Bieber?
Like he's like
He's
like
not
one of
Bieber?
those like California, like
He's from Canada.
Nah, you know what
You
you know what I
No, but
you know
like
what
he moved to LA when he was young. So
That's
he
all
feels
them
like
niggas.
he like,
Drake
had the Usher
Drake is from
influence.
Canada.
You know
right,
what I
and
like
then
about
he
Bieber
had
though?
the Usher influence, so he thinks he's like urban.
He had his black moment.
You don't want to
I
drop
ain't
Usher's
I'm
black
gonna
shit.
tell y'all why I like Bieber.
Please.
One thing about I don't know if it's the people around him, but he understands. I need to be making music like this.
True.
True.
You don't think it's culture vulturing? I wouldn't call it that, but I'm just
I
asking.
don't know if it's him making the calls, but whoever's around him is like, yo, you need to
You
be
don't like to
making
be
some
culture vulture?
shit like this, yo.
Oh.
And he is ahead of his game because he's making good music.
Yes,
I like it.
It ain't.
I like
he
what
don't
he
have to be the best singer. He don't have to be any of these other artists. Why? Because he's making good
music
music.
and
That's
ignoring
what it boils
genres.
down to.
That's true.
Yep, and I respect it so much because he just doesn't deal with the genres. He's like, whatever. I'm just
He's
gonna fuck
on
with what I
whatever is
fuck
a
with.
wave that sounds good for me
Yep.
right now. Like, look, DJ Snake was just the burning up. He made the Snake record, and I was in love with it. He might make another record tomorrow with DJ Khaled. He's just in the wave, whatever.
Yeah, he did the Khaled record with the Migos.
Yeah, I mean, that was all right.
He have a record with Wayne,
that's all.
Future, but then he has records
He's in the mix with what needs to be for him. He's not like
and
away from things. You know what I mean? He's just right there with, let me make a good record.
How do you feel about people? I think people go in chasing a hit. Do you think people just go in instead of looking for like a body of work or an album? Do you think they go in with that same like I need to make a hit? Everything needs to be a hit. Call Khaled, we got to make a hit.
I think they should be on some. Hold on one second. They should be on some. I need to make 50 hits.
every record on your album, you should want it to be a hit.
Feel like this is the one.
Yeah, because like having album fillers is like nobody's buying your album anyway. Like if you don't have a body of work where they're going to buy almost every single song, so it doesn't make sense.
Like just like for example, when I was in school, very intellectual dude, but a lot of the classes I failed. Not because I didn't know the lesson, but because I was like, yo, I don't want to learn this shit.
I failed to
I
count
had
6
selective
times,
learning.
just for the
Like
record.
if it didn't,
And you know I'm not an idiot. I know how to count money.
Yeah.
I've been counting money since 6th grade. I failed to count things 6 times, so I get it.
no,
Like
I have selective learning.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not what I want to know, if it does not intrigue me, I'm like, fuck it. It doesn't matter to me. So I will fail it on purpose. When it comes to music, it's like, okay, you may have a great album, but if I only want 2 songs, I just want those 2 songs. I don't want your whole album.
And I don't want to throw shade. I know this is on the fyffe. We got a lot of important people like Fyffe in the building, but that happened to me with Bryson Tiller.
Bryson is so fucking dope.
Hear me out. You know.
He is, though. I
He's
like
dope.
his album.
He's fucking dope.
I know his pen is crazy.
The first album?
The first
I
album.
didn't hear the second one.
Nah, Trap Soul
But see,
1 is that shit is almost a
one.
classic, bro.
You know the song that I like.
That
Don't.
shit's almost a classic.
But Rock America shit, whatever that shit is, In Denial.
Yeah.
That same beat, don't. I heard it on another song. So when I first heard it,
I did that shit. I redid that
wait,
shit.
that's you?
That's not me, but I know that sample. I redid that sample before fucking Bryson did it, and he made
Wait,
it.
with Rock America?
Don't.
Did you do it with?
Boom, boom, boom,
You know, we were just listening to that. This is like fucking blowing my mind right now because that shit. When I heard Bryson Tiller, it made me like him because of
Everybody
that.
did that song though.
I don't know what that shit was, but when I first heard it, it was like euphoric, and I was like, yo, I gotta get this. Then I bought his whole album, and I'm like, all right, nigga.
That wasn't it. I like
Okay.
Because it messed up the vibe.
I don't
for
know.
you.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know I don't know if it was that or
You had an
how he
expectation
built me up,
of a
but-
Now
different.
before you finish, who would you prefer? Bryson or Tory?
That's, like I want to jump at that, but I'm gonna take my time with it. I would say Tory Lanez though.
I don't really know
More
the
versatile?
difference.
I don't know. I like both of them, but honestly,
I fuck with Bryson.
I don't feel like they're in competition.
Nah, they're not in competition at all.
No, I think they're the same lane like that.
Nah,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Tory's more
Tory's on
West
some other
Indian.
shit. Yeah.
Really?
Bryson is more R&B. to
Yeah.
me.
Then I like
True.
Bryson better. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I like.
Tory Lanez is talented too.
I like Tory Lanez.
Tory's like a chameleon.
That's why I like him though. Like that's why I like him more because I don't know what to
Maybe,
expect
I
from him.
guess.
Like Bryson Tiller, even
I
the
don't know.
second
I
one,
don't
it
have to
didn't win me
choose.
over.
No,
Really.
no,
And
you don't
have to
I don't dislike him, but I think when I heard it, like the second one kind of was like, all right.
I didn't hear the second one. No,
Trap Soul 2?
no, whatever he got out now.
Nah, yeah, Trap Soul 2. If I'm not mistaken. That's the name of it.
Oh man. You
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
Shit's getting a little heated in here.
All right,
Yeah.
so we good?
Yeah, we good.
Gentlemen.
I'm good with that, and I appreciate you good people for doing what you do.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
You're amazing, Ty.
I'm trying to be the best I can be to be around people like you guys.
I'm glad to be here with you. I feel important. Niggas
Yeah.
normally lie in the Instagram caption. I ain't gonna do none of that, but I could with these plaques behind me. I could say some shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Recording some hits.
I could
you
be
know?
the Bow Wow challenge.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
You
Yeah.
could do that bang
That's-
bang.
Yeah. Sure do.
But all right, are we done? I'll, as I always say, fuck what your horoscope says. Listeners, whatever you're listening on, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go rate this. So if you're in the iTunes store, go ahead. If you feel like I deserve 1 star, go for it. But if you enjoyed what you heard, go ahead and give that 5 stars. And if you're on anything else, like this and share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it.